Okay. Good morning. Today is June 24th, 2026. It's 11 a.m. The monthly Commissioner Correction meeting. I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes of the May 7th, 2026 Commission meeting. Okay.
Second.
All in favor? Can I get a motion to approve the May 12th, 2026 CPCRC meeting minutes? Okay.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. A motion to approve the minutes of the June 11th, 2026 CPCRC meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. I'm gonna turn it over to Adam Tilby, Supervisor of the Upstate Union.
Adam was actually not able to join today, so Larry, I'm going to tell you. It was a last minute addition.
Hello, good morning, Chair, Nancy.
Good morning.
Commissioner Dockery, Commissioner Gaines. I'm presenting before you, this is a variance request for relief from standard 7004.3 correspondence. It's from the Cortland County Jail. Captain Lynch is requesting a new variance which permits a digital scan correspondence. All scanned mail is scanned in color to a third-party vendor. The facility submitted a revised correspondence policy reflecting the 20 conditions, adherences to the 20 conditions for the variance approval. What they're using is the third-party vendor ViaPad. They're going to scan all mail, general correspondence will be sent to them. They'll scan it. It will be electronically delivered to an incarcerated individual tablet system so that they'll be able to get their information. It's going to align with the other electronic correspondence scanning. And the facility's concern is consistent with the recent trend within New York State, where local correctional facilities have identified a method of introducing illicit substances to correctional facilities via correspondence, by which paper is first soaked in the drug and then dried and mailed. It is recommended approval to January 1st, 2027 to align with the other approval variances.
Yeah, so if it goes to the tablets, what if somebody has the tablet taken?
And that's where they have to send them their mail. So if they're in punishment, if there's been a disciplinary tablet's been taken from them, then they're supposed to be getting their correspondence.
And how is that not bringing in drugs?
Right. Well, that's where they'll have to test it. They'll have to review it. That's up to the facility for that part of it.
Would they provide a copy at that point?
They could, but they don't have a copy for photocopying right now.
They would figure out if they were going to photocopy it or if they had a reason to review it. And they'll figure that piece out. So those that have the scanning ability, typically people are not losing their tablets, even if they have an issue with discipline. If they do, they have to be provided everything to them, just like anything else. So that if they had a reason or a cause to believe that they needed to photocopy it, I'm sure they would.
Was that in the?
The conditions allow for it. So the conditions, the 20
They have
conditions
to
are,
find a there are tablets that you can turn off functions other than mail. They have those tablets.
With their system, they can do that as well. So if there was a disciplinary issue within it, and they were allowed a tablet for essential services of what they needed, then they could do that, and all privileges would then be taken.
And the actual
Not access.
mail, so it's being done at another site, scanning?
Yes.
So,
it's required to be within the facility within 1 business day.
so that.
So it's delivered
still
to
in their property.
Yes.
all of any of those that have scanning. That's a requirement that we've established from the get-go.
So when they leave, they get that.
Yes.
That's in the
And
condition.
did you say that the iPad was going to do color scanning?
Yes.
No other questions or concerns? Can I get a motion? Motion. Second, all in favor? Now I'll turn it over to Larry Rowe. More like CDOC.
Presenting to you, this is a request for relief from standard 7016.2 This is the commissary for New York City Department of Correction. The department selected a vendor back on November 3rd, 2025, whose proposal complies with the SEOC maximum limit of $5 service fees per transaction for electronic deposits. The department anticipated that contract for such services would be signed by December 15th of 2025. However, such contract had been agreed upon and signed due to other issues unrelated to SEOC's minimum standards requirements. The department advised within their June 11th, 2026 letter requesting a 90-day extension that the contract has been finalized and sent to the vendor for their signature. Once the vendor signs and returns the contract, the department will forward the contract to the New York City Comptroller's Office for review and approval. The department anticipates that such steps will be completed within the next 90 days and therefore is requesting a 90-day extension for variance 10B02. Got an update as of Monday from the New York City Department of Correction. The update advised that the new kiosk contract, which includes SEOC's required maximum $5 fee per electronic deposit, has been executed, i.e. signed by the Department of Correction and the vendor. Once the New York City Comptroller approves or registers the contract, the approval registration of the contract is effective immediately. DOC will work with a new vendor after New York City Comptroller's Office approves the registration, approves and registers the contract to implement SEOC's required maximum $5 fee per electronic deposit transaction as soon as possible. The above implementation will require the installation of new vendors' equipment and the integration of data systems. Given New York City's Department of Correction updated information, Commission staff recommends an extension of variance 10B02 to October 1st, 2026 to allow time for the department to receive New York City Comptroller's Office approval and to register the contract, then implement such contract.
Why do they need?
For unknown.
Registered tons of contracts with controller. You gotta call them, you gotta be on them. Is they just gonna do their usual DOC laying around and not making it happen? Because they could make it happen a lot faster.
I'm unaware of that part. I only know what they're reporting, and they're reporting that it's been signed, it's been submitted. They're just waiting for the comptroller to register and approve it. Once that's done, takes effect immediately, and they're going to look to implement it and work with the contractor and get it set up as soon as possible. They're asking for this. They're saying they probably will take, they didn't want to submit this in writing because they're not sure because of unknowns. They said it could possibly take 30 days or possibly less, but they want to give enough time. So that way, if they run into complications of anything, they have that extra time to work through it.
So can we ask that they make efforts to expedite the registration with the controller, because it could take forever if they're not. I mean, Commissioner just needs to call the controller.
Do you want a statement in there
Yes.
as a condition
Yeah.
that the department shall make every attempt to expedite the
Registration.
finalization and registration of the contract and get it implemented?
Yes.
We can add that condition.
I guess we can guess if they need new equipment, that there's a different vendor than the current one, but we're not allowed to know who it is. No.
No, not at this time.
As long as we are clear that they need to take additional steps, because 90 days, and this has been maybe over a year. We're paying a lot of money. They can get this thing registered in 2 weeks. So please add something saying that they need to go out of their way, out of their usual way.
You have the language you need?
I'll work with Deborah Jane and them on it just to make sure that we're okay with it, but pretty much adding a condition for them to follow up with the comptroller's office to expedite this.
Yeah, New York City make every effort to expedite the registering and finalization of the contract.
Know exactly how to do it.
No other questions or concerns? Can I get a motion? Second, all in favor? Aye. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
NFC Construction Unit, AJ Gonzalez.
Good morning, Chair Canty, Commissioner Gaines, Commissioner Dogry. Before you today, I have MFC 26 MFC 007. This is for the New York City Department of Corrections at NIC. This request is for a revised NIC MFC. Commissioner Stanley Richards is requesting to have the MFC of NIC reduced to 0 to support the closure of NIC as staff and population have been moved to BHTU and other Rikers facilities.
Good. Move it. Second. All in favor? And I make a motion to move to executive session.
I gave that. Yeah.
Getting rice nice, but it's messy. The ink just stays on.
You want to see? Good. All right.
I would, basis.
Okay, can I get a motion to exit executive session? Okay.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Can I get a motion to ratify all actions taken in executive session? All in favor? That's my name, that's like being for recertification.
Thank you. We have received an application from Together for Youth to certify the Woodfield Detention Center as a specialized secure juvenile detention facility for older youth. We've received the necessary paperwork except for the current security inspection and the current fire inspection. The security inspection was completed in October of 2025 and the report is scheduled to be distributed shortly. The fire inspection was completed in May 2026 and the report is scheduled to be distributed within the next few weeks. It's recommended that the commission certifies the Woodfield Detention Center as an SSD through October 1st of 2026 with the following conditions: that all policies and procedures contain all of the requirements of the commission's minimum standards and regulations for the management of specialized secure juvenile detention facilities for older youth, that a copy of the security inspection that was completed by the Westchester County Department of Correction in October of 2025 be provided to the commission upon receipt, that a copy of the fire inspection that was completed in May 2026 be provided to the commission upon receipt, and that the director review the security inspection that was completed by the Westchester County Department of Correction, make an immediate assessment of the conditions and the urgency of the cited deficiencies, and provide SCOC and OCFS within 60 days of the date of the certification with a plan and timeline for all plan remediation. The director's remedial plan and timeline must include all necessary changes to ensure that the facility is in compliance with the minimum standards.
Question or concern? Motion. All in favor? Thank you. Turn for regulatory, Brian Callahan.
Chair, Commissioners, regard to item S of the agenda. April 15th of this year, Commission published in the State Register a notice of rulemaking to amend section 7010.3 of Title IX, the purpose of which is to provide jail health care providers the ability to supply incarcerated individuals with supply low-risk medication, basically keep on personal medication in the jails. Public comment was invited. One comment was received in support, which I believe was in your packets. Now before the commission is a proposed notice of adoption, which if approved, regulation change would go into effect July 15th on publication in the State Register.
All in favor? Aye.
Okay, item T, also published in the April 15th 2026 State Register, a notice of proposed rulemaking to amend section 7504.1 and 7506.1 of Title IX to allow the supervision of female detainees in lockups by male officers, provided certain safeguards are established, and also to clarify when an issue of bedding is required. Again, public comment was invited in the State Register. None were received. And now before the commission is a proposed notice of adoption. Again, which if approved today would be effective July 15th.
Questions or concerns?
I have one question. So I deal with a lot of women now that who suffer trauma, who's incarcerated, and they have trauma, right? From like sexual abuse and stuff like that. And I'm wondering, with male presence, would that be re-traumatizing for some? Or do we have anything in place that can prevent that?
Nothing required.
No, nothing required. I mean, it's really, this is really come about, because of there's been just a lack of, female officer or matron availability, in some smaller groups, usually.
And larger in NYPD, for
Yeah.
example, they do it by the arresting officer. But we looked at this and the variant that we've given to the departments over the last several years to this regulation. We focused that a female should be in the building when supervising a female. And we also, for searches and or constant supervision, should be a person of the same gender. So we try to be aware with that, where it fits that. And, you know, I think we also they have to have a separate reporting and maintain a separate record system. If there are complaints and allegations, and I think through 7 years, we've had variances out there.
So, yeah.
At least 7 years. A review of records have not indicated that has occurred there in the police station. You know, so it's, you know, we understand the concern and I think if, you know, maybe just some overall education to police officers on dealing with people that suffer trauma. You know, maybe we can reach out to DCJS and see if they have some guidance that they can give to police agencies as a whole on that. It's because again, that can occur whether they have a lockup or not. You know, that can occur in any location
That is
in the
true.
building, so.
And it does also require, privacy, while using the toilet from the view of male officers, so.
But men can basically supervise like this.
Yeah, similar to within our other settings, that they are, unless there's an expected level of privacy, that the gender doesn't, you know, the gender of the supervision doesn't apply. And that's with work rules, you know, you can't have, you know, it's the only thing that works. And with work rules, you can't have specialized assignments that men are only watching men when they're only watching women. And that's been in most supervision, you know, that's throughout any of the facilities that we oversee, that occurs on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's a problem. I can't support. Use to other people might.
Okay. And no other questions or concerns? Motion? You just said? Motion. I second. All in favor? Aye. Okay. And no other questions or concerns? And I get a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.